Listen to this important question. If God is all powerful, he should have the ability to stop suffering. If he is all knowing, he should know how to stop suffering. If he is love, then he should want to stop suffering. So, why is there still suffering in the world? No matter your viewpoint, there simply isn't an explanation for the problem of suffering that is not problematic itself. But some are far more problematic than others. For example, if there is no God, then suffering loses its significance as a condition that ought not be, since there really is no ought. If there is no God, who's to say what is better or worse? Events and feelings are only things that happen. Any value statements we try to attach to them are our own creations. But we believe there are very good reasons to believe God does exist and that the Bible does clearly speak of what is better and worse. Here's what it tells us about suffering. Most human suffering is the result of our own me centered choices, what the Bible calls sin. If that's true, then we might instead ask, why does God, a God who is both good and just, allow sinners like us to continue existing? In spite of the reality of pain, we should be grateful for God's grace and the experience of any goodness in this life. Number two, with deep sympathy, God offers supernatural comfort and courage in the midst of suffering. The Bible makes it clear that God is not detached from our hurts. It regularly speaks of the help, healing, and hope he lovingly offers. For example, Psalm 34:18 tells us that the Lord is near to the brokenhearted and saves the crushed in spirit. Number three, God promises to use all things, even suffering, to accomplish a future far beyond our wildest dreams. Not only does God bear with our hurts and hurtful choices, but amazingly, for those who trust him, he will also use them to bring beautiful things out of our ashes. Romans 8:28 reveals that for those who love God, all good. That is not only true in the present, but even more so in the future, in a new world where, according to Revelation 21, 1 through 4, suffering has been, it will be eradicated. There are, number four, many things we are simply not in a position to understand. This was made clear in the book of Job when God allowed Job to suffer as he did. It shouldn't be surprising that God's infinite ways are often beyond the capacity of our finite minds. He has proven the reality of his power, his wisdom, and his love over and over, especially in sending Jesus to suffer for our sins. Think about that. God in human flesh understands our suffering since he too suffered so that one day we will suffer no more. In light of everything he's made so abundantly clear, God calls us to trust him with what is now unclear, even questions that, understandably, we struggle to understand. Sharing sound words for a sound faith, this is Pastor Bryce.